I think potentially we have seen one of the best matches in hockey in the Commonwealth Games. What a high profile, intense, and very aggressive game. In the end, breaking news, folks, the game between India and England in the men's hockey in the Commonwealth Games has ended in an absolutely nail biting 4-4 draw. Yes, folks, breaking news. The game between England and India has ended in a 4-4 draw. A simply sensational performance that saw ebbs and flows right from the very beginning. India had the upper hand, but England, in a sensational display in the final quarter, came out all trumps. What a fantastic effort! And we saw a total meltdown in the Indian defense in the final quarter. And we also saw a lot of yellow cards, and also there was plenty of aggression. Things became very, very aggressive towards the end. So, how did the match pan out? India took the lead with Lalit Upadhyay in the third minute itself, giving India the lead. And on top of that, Harmanpreet Singh added to India's advantage, but it was Mandeep Singh playing in his 301st game for India. Well, he was on a different level altogether by scoring 2 goals. At 4-1, in the final quarter, India would have expected that, okay, maybe we are going to dictate the terms to England. But England came out like a team possessed. They simply stunned and ripped through the Indian defense, scoring 2 goals in quick time. And with the pressure added, they added a fourth with 7 minutes to spare in the final quarter. Truly sensational and aggressive work from England, and they were also helped by the fact that India were down to some players. There were 2 yellow cards, which meant that India were playing with few men on the field. And this was a very peculiar habit that was going on in the hockey field out there, because whenever India scored, there was a man down. Harmanpreet's goal in particular, India were playing with just 10 men, but he managed to score the goal. Unfortunately, what has happened in this case is the defense could not sustain England's counter attack, which was on a next level altogether. And towards the end, there were some tussles between the England and Indian players, which had to be separated. And when the referee gave yet another yellow card to the Indian player, he was sent out. England could then capitalize and then make it 4-4. It was a rather easy outing, if you may say, from the previous game, because England had destroyed Ghana 6-0 and India had beaten Ghana 5-0. But here it was the clash which would determine who would enter into the semi-finals high on confidence. Remember, folks, India and England in the Commonwealth Games, they have a pretty good record against each other. It's 2-2, it's pretty even. But now, if you have to look at it, it was actually a revenge match for India, considering the fact that in the 2018 Gold Coast Commonwealth Games, England had actually beaten India and thwarted their attempt for a medal. Here in the league stages, is there any penalty shootout, Soumya Bharadwaj? Soumya, there will be no penalty shootouts in the league stages. Only when there is the knockout stages, there will be a penalty shootout. There will be no penalty shootouts during the league stages. Sachin, I will get back to when India are playing their next game, but now it will be coming after a gap. Because look, the India women's team now face England in their next encounter. The India women's team, remember, their next 2 encounters are very tricky. India versus England and India versus Canada. The men's team have played out their most difficult game, and now that is why 4-4, it's an apt reflection. India have been really good in patches, but the defense, how it fell apart in the last quarter, will be a cause of concern, because heading into the playoff stages, a team like Australia will really, really expose their weaknesses. Remember, India men's hockey team have not won the gold in the Commonwealth Games primarily because Australia have been so dominant. So that is about it from hockey here, folks. So let us all catch our breath, because 2 events have happened side by side, one heartbreak and one an absolute thriller. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this Hockey Live. We'll be back with more updates from the Commonwealth Games. Remember, it's an action-packed night today, folks. So stay tuned to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to download the Sports app. Thank you. Bye-bye.